Hey guys, welcome back to Unmedicated. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're not new here, I hope you listen. So today I have a few different topics that I've been writing in my notepad on my phone for a while now. This is a pet peeve of mine that I see a lot of girls do. And it's like I will never understand or relate to this. It's friends who get into a relationship and go ghost mode and you just never hear from homegirl again. Like she's basically dead and you're basically her funerals every single day. She meets a man who even knows if he's good or bad at this point because you don't even know. And on ghost mode on all of her friends the minute she gets in a relationship. And I think that guys can do that too. And like it is annoying. It is just like genuinely annoying. It is an annoying thing because it's like I totally get how your boyfriend can be your world and like it be so much easier than dealing with girls sometimes. But you also like need to have like feminine and female friendships to like keep yourself grounded. Because I have been the person where I fell into it. I spent like almost some could say 8 months to a year just completely isolated with a man and it was awful. Put me in a chokehold and kill me. It was just awful. It was not fun. And then I was like, damn, I miss my girls. Like, I love the feminine attitude of life. Like, I love having girls to relate to. And then that's where it can fall toxic. So I'm just only, if you're watching this and this is you, I'm just trying to help you prevent that from happening because that gets a really bad cycle. And you will end up feeling like a type of lonely. Like relationships always get boring eventually. They always get boring eventually. Like it's never like fun, 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 fun. Like the beginning, chef's kiss. The beginning, they're sweet, they're nice, it's amazing, great, deja vu. And then it gets boring and you're accustomed to it and you're like, okay, if I do this, like I know we're gonna talk about this. Like there's nothing for you to get to know about me anymore. I know everything about you. It's just like kind of like living with someone every day, it can get to that point and feel like the point, even if you don't live with them, like you just have the time where you're on your phone for hours and just scroll and that's it. But relationships definitely do get boring eventually. I definitely think they do get boring eventually. Like it just becomes like a habit and a normal thing. So like always prioritize your girl friendships because 99% of the time they're there longer than the man will be. And you got to make sure that your actual bridesmaids will be the ones attending your wedding for who's gonna definitely be at your wedding, and you never know with a man. Like you really never know. And no shade, no diss to men watching. Like no shade to you. Same way with you. Your boys, right? Your boys are the shit, right? You don't know if she's your wife. It goes so many ways. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be like so prone to one gender. This is my take on the worst holidays. For me, I, with a passion, hate Halloween and New Year's. I hate Halloween and New Year's for years. Either something bad happens, which hasn't happened to me in years, and not all the time. Let me reminisce on that. But the expectations that you have to have plans and do something, I just hate. Like, everyone has to go out. Everyone has to have their New Year's kiss. Everyone has to go out on Halloween. And half the time, people are just going out now to take pictures and record on their phone and like just show people that they're doing something. So it's not even genuine. You know what I mean? It's not like real anymore. So it's kind of like, damn, like I'd rather spend my time just being by myself, if I'm being honest. Like Halloween, the expectations people have. First of all, get your costume, DIY it, plan it, find the functions. It's so much societal pressure that is just so overrated. Like, if you don't go anything, I had one New Year's where I bit into a cheeseburger with two of my friends and we got blasted. And that is 10 times better than any of the New Year's that I ever spent doing something like societally fun. Completely honest. Like, I won't look back and honestly regret that. I really won't. Like, it was just fun and genuine. There's nothing bad about that at all. And I just hate the pressures, like, it's just something enough, like, I hate the holiday of that. I love Christmas, love my birthday, like, who doesn't love Christmas and love your birthday? But I hate Halloween and New Year's. Like, you have to, like, feel like you have to do something, like, everyone has to do something. And it's just no, that's just not true. Comment if you relate on that. Why mental health matters at early teenhood and why parents should check up on their kids way more. So, I think with that, like, a lot of when I was going through my most strongest years in puberty, I was around 13, you know, 12-ish. I don't know, it's just those ages, like, really feel like the world is ending for some reason. Like, everyone not liking you, like, feels very impactful at that age and just overwhelming. Like, I think, like, parents, some of them may be aware, some of them may not, but need to be aware that their child is going through 10 times more emotion and, like, it just feels so raw and real because they haven't experienced real life yet. So, when your parents are telling you, "Oh, it's not that deep." Yes, it's not that deep, but at that moment in time, it feels that deep because you haven't lived long enough or have life experience to know that. And there's just so many things of, like, kids being so young and depressed, and that's, like, when you should be looking after your child the most. It's, like, middle school towards high school because, I mean, everyone's finding themselves, like, obviously we know that, but it's also just, like, a huge ball of pressure, and your brain isn't accustomed to knowing that, like, that's not, like, your forever. But it feels like that, and of course it feels like that. You're in school for what, 12 years of your life, and like, you have to do it for another couple of years, like, with the same people or different people, and you just feel stuff, like, that's a lot of pressure, and yeah, people should talk about it more. This one is more about God, and I don't know where anyone stands watching this, but I know where oh my god, my nail literally just came off. That's crazy. I know where I stand on this. And I always remember that I would pray if somebody is meant to be in my life. Like, if this person is not meant to be in my life, give me a sign. In literally less than 24 hours, I would get a sign and I'd be like, no, you're lying. Like, this isn't true. Like, Frank, like, you're what? WW flip it. No. I literally just thought it was like a prank. And I would be getting the most cold-hearted signs of like, no, this person's so clearly not for you. Like, I will show you. And then I was showed and I didn't listen to it. And I truly wish that I did. But just like this one movie I watched of this girl who like could go back in time, like, and erase herself from, she was dating this guy. She's from the future. Her future self finds out her boyfriend has cancer and he's the best guy in the world, but dies. Okay. And she like didn't go and tell her to stop because it would hurt her in the end. So even if I could go back in the future, I probably wouldn't listen to myself. I had another one really impactful prayer. And my other one really impactful prayer was that I pray, God, show me who I am and like really show me who I am. Oh my god. I go through these slumps, craziest 8 weeks of my life. Like, I am the most analyzed human being. Like, I am looking so deeply into everything, myself, my life, my experience, why somebody does the things they do, why I do the things I do. Sitting in Newport in LA. And it was just really, it was extremely deep. Like, sitting back and thinking about those times where I really, like, at the end of it, I realized, like, my prayer has been answered. And it just, like, all came to me randomly. Like, I shouldn't have even remembered. I barely remember anything. So remembering that, like, 8, 9 weeks later, after the full process, was very impactful. And I mean, I also think, like, with people praying and, like, maybe you don't believe, whatever, like, there's really no hurt in trying, or like you have nothing to lose kind of energy. And if you don't, that's okay. And I also think that there's some people who like push Christianity and God in the complete wrong way and they overdo it. And like there's some people who like say, oh, you're gonna go to hell for this. But it's just those people aren't intelligent enough spiritually, mentally, and physically. I think, like, the way people bring up God is the way that they do that, and you should never be forcing your opinions onto someone else, and there's a certain way to bring it up if you're intelligent enough in what you're speaking about, and a lot of people just, go to, like, "Oh, you're gonna go to hell," and, like, that's the only reason you should believe. Like, that's not how you get someone to, like, follow Christ at all, right? Oh my god, this is called AI psychosis. So, I have entered AI psychosis a couple of times, sadly. Not recently, but AI psychosis, like, is so ridiculous, but there was one point, and I don't even know if I want this on the internet or want to admit this, but all is well if it entertains someone else or helps someone else, you know what I mean? I had a point. Oh my god, I'm embarrassed to say this, okay? I was going through a breakup, and I was constantly talking to ChatGPT, like, 24/7. It was not normal because I didn't wanna annoy my friends with the same situation over and over again. I had done that way too much to them in the past, so I was like, "Okay, diva, I'm gonna step back," because if you guys watched my main channel YouTube video, you should know what happened with the last therapist I had who tried to make me into his therapist. So, I had a bad impression on therapists overall. So, I was like, "Okay, fuck it, I'm gonna talk to a robot." I said it. I'm talking for hours. There's one time, it was, like, 3 days straight, and I guess what I was trying to do is, like, see how predictable someone could be with their patterns, because 'cause I'm also interested in psychology, so it was interesting and, like, learning, but then nobody when you're talking and asking, like, ChatGPT questions, like, the AI is not telling you when to stop, and that might just be common sense. Genuinely might just be common sense, like, I think it is now, but at the time, like, no, I didn't tell anyone. Like, I just was talking and talking, and I just needed to get it out. Like, it was like a release of stress. You should have been, because I don't think any human being would have, like, watched me talk about the same thing for 3 days straight. Like, no. But you also shouldn't do it because it can loop you in for hours. Just starting off one question, you have another question, especially if you have ADHD like me. You have so many different questions, interpretations. Like, it can just go so many ways. Like, it's just not real. Another thing, we have a confession. My friend cleaned the toilet with my ex's toothbrush because he cheated on me while I cash out. I don't know if you mean to be like while I was out, but I saw that in a movie. I did see that in a movie. I think it was a nanny using the toothbrush. She just hated her boss or something. I think that's honestly pretty sick and, like, funny. And next one was, what do I do when my ex talking stage, who, keep in mind, chose girl over me, dated her, is now single and keeps viewing my TikTok profile and unblocked me on Snapchat. But when I tried to add him, his friends told me to stop trying to reach out because apparently he has a new girl, and already I'm just so confused why he unblocked me in the first place and stalked my TikTok profile. I can relate to this one, but what I want to say is I definitely think his friends are at influence here. He may be a follower, Diva. He may be a follower. He may not be the leader of the group. He may not be the alpha wolf of the pack. That's for sure. His friends may have a huge influence because a lot of the time with boys at this age, I don't know how old or young you are, but most of the time they all want each other to be single. I don't know if that's everyone. Maybe that's your situation where they want him to be single so they can all go out and have fun and two-mans, or they just really don't want y'all together because you hung out a bunch with him and they're definitely talking out of his ass, and that's, like, not how he truly feels, is what his friend's saying, because if he truly felt that way, he wouldn't unblock you. Okay. And looking at your profile on TikTok, like, he's curious, but I think a lot of girls have to know at this age, like, guys do not mature, and they would rather avoid the problem than face it, and even go into relationships to fill the void, because they're not man enough to, like, own up to what they did and their mistakes and, like, sometimes, like, there's a situation where you fucked up and, like, you don't wanna face it and you're not ready to face it. That's how, like, it is with boys, is they just are not ready to face their issues that they've caused, so they wait years. He may come around in months, he may come around in years, but I think the men, like, they always come back. Like, what? They always come back. They always do. And sometimes it takes years, right, for the guy to mature and grow up and be in his 20s and be like, "Oh, fuck, like, okay, I'm back." So, I think that this guy is completely just playing mind games with you because he's testing the water to be like, "Okay, if I unblock her, is she gonna notice?" And as I said, my situation was weird because I got unblocked the same thing like you while they were with someone, and, like, I was like, "No, I'm not feeding into that because I peep that shit, okay?" And I just blocked back. I blocked back and I was like, "'Kay, like, I'm just done playing games." Because at a certain age, girls mature and they're just like, "Bro, like, I don't need to sit here and tell you and what happened and, like, what went wrong. Like, I don't need to explain anything to you." And I think that's how the mindset with men should be. Like, you don't need to sit down and explain shit to them. Already, I'm just confused why he unblocked me in the first place. He unblocked you because he's testing the water. Next one. I don't know if I like this guy. I recently just got out of an extremely toxic relationship around 2 months ago, and I have been giving myself time to heal and process my emotions in order to fully move on. I feel like as if I'm almost completely there. Me and this guy have been speaking, let's call him L. Me and L get along really well. He's funny, he makes me laugh, and we are in the same friend group. He's cute, he's caring. I know he likes me, but I don't know if I like him. I get excited when I see his name pop up. I get excited to see him. I feel like I can be myself around him, but I'm just so scared to put myself into something like that again in case it turns out like last time. But I wouldn't want to throw something like this away because I'm not ready yet. Okay, so you really asked the right person. Okay, so with that, I think that the best thing you're gonna do is not do anything. Like, when you do not know what to do, sometimes you have to say guy's feelings. Even if he's the sweetest, nicest guy in the world, like, you have to put yourself first. And a lot of the time, if you find yourself only hanging out with him and bringing up your ex constantly just to, like, get another male's opinion on it, like, it really just goes nowhere. And you're just, like, a lot of the time when you just get out of toxic relationships, you instantly, like, talk to someone and you just try to, like, I guess, like, distract yourself, and then eventually it gets too overwhelming because you're like, "This is too serious. I'm not ready for that." And that's what it sounds like. You know deep down, like, you don't want this, and it has to be, like, maybe there's something about the guy, like, you're not fully attracted to him, but I think you should definitely wait because when you rush to meet someone, you meet the wrong person because your thinking hazards are not on, and it's almost like you're seeing colored glasses, but you're also not. Like, if I could give any advice, truly, as hard as it is to just, like, stay alone, like, take a break and just don't date anyone. You'll feel so much better, and you'll actually meet someone who comes at the right time, and you don't stress that it's too early, because moving on too early, like, just always leads bad 99% of the time, and it always, like, fumbles in the end, and, like, you need to, like, heal. And it's overwhelming, like, being with someone new every day after you just spent what feels like years with someone. Like, it's uncomfortable to be around someone and, like, just completely jump on instantly. It's like half of these guys that you're seeing after it are boring, have no personality, no flavor. And it's not even just that. It's like you have the flavor within yourself, so there's just, like, no reason to just jump. Like, in my experience, jumping always has been real bad. Like, take yourself the time to heal, stay inside, and don't give yourself up. Like, really stay strong, genuinely. Like, just stay strong and hang out with your girls for a bit. Like, if you know this guy's always gonna be there and he's obsessed with you, then he's always gonna be there. There's no point to like go on and jump and risk it. You know what I mean? Like, your feelings, if he truly cares about you, he'll genuinely will wait. Because there's no psychology that you can just go in and then have a complete, good, perfect outcome when you're not healed. Because you're bringing in all of the trauma from your last relationship. You're bringing in all the stuff that you haven't fixed within yourself. Like, sometimes a big thing that my friend taught me is like, sometimes you have to take away the boy and understand the problem with yourself. And this, like, what you think is so hard to find, you can like 100% replicate it with somebody else. It might not be exactly 100% the same, but you can definitely replicate it, and you may have the same problem you had with the last ex with the new guy. Okay? So, healing is how to not bring those issues that you have. You have to wait. There's absolutely no question about it. Like, rushing into it is just going to end horribly, in my opinion, and you're just going to hurt someone. And a lot of times you do just end up hurting someone. And it's better just to not hurt someone and just be like, sorry, like, I'm really not in it for right now. And who cares? Maybe he moves on and dates someone else, right? So did the last guy. Like, really, who cares? Like, if you're meant to be with someone, it'll happen in life at some point. You know what I mean? Like, we're all so young to be thinking so deeply into things. I don't know how old you are, but thank you for your response. Next one, I just need a boyfriend and I don't mean an online one. I need someone who isn't freaky at all and just wants to be with me. How do I find someone? Okay. Actually, my friend was going through something like this, who isn't freaky at all, so you don't want him to use you, and you probably want to stay a virgin. Okay. You want a real IRL boyfriend, I think gladly most people do, and who isn't freaky. Honestly, I would say go to church and find a boy there, but I know that's a damn lie. I know church boys are freaky and liars. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why that's a thing, but they just are. Like, for real. I mean, this could go so many ways. You could find a little cute nerd who... You're either going to have to find a guy who doesn't know how to talk to women, and that's going to suck. Honestly, you're either going to... It's so hard nowadays to find a guy who will genuinely wait and respect you. It is so hard. I'm not even going to bullshit this. It's so hard. But if you can find the guy that doesn't know how to talk to women, and then you can transform him into, you're the talker, he's the listener, he'll 99% be too scared to even ask you to do. Your only response, realistically, find a shy guy who literally doesn't know how to, like, even ask. Like, you're gonna have to bring it up when you're ready. So I think that's the solution if you want to find someone who will genuinely wait or respect you, or maybe somebody like really, 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 really deep into religion. And finding them, I mean, you could try church, but I did say they're freaky. Next one. I had to end things with him last night because I didn't feel the romantic feelings he was feeling for me, but I still cared for him and had so much love for him. We sobbed and it really sucked. I feel like the villain, but I know I did the right thing. I just don't want to fully lose him, and I don't know where we'll go from here. With ending things with a guy, it's hard. It's like you never want to feel like the villain, and I feel like the people who do the breakups sometimes think like, "Oh, did I make the wrong choice?" And it's always just at the back of your mind, like, "Oh, like, did I make the right choice?" And I hate that. I hate that. Personally, I would rather be broken up with every single time, but I think as I mature, breaking up with someone that you're not happy with, you 100% should do. If you're not happy with him and you don't love him, you can't force it. And, like, don't go back just because you feel lonely. Like, really stand on that. Maybe he changes and something in him as a man turns you off. And, like, that's the reality. Like, something in it of him you just weren't attracted to. And you can't help what you're attracted to. Like, obviously the guy's gonna be sad, right? But always put yourself first, because when men get comfortable, do they switch up? When they get comfortable, and think that you'll never leave, they really switch up. So I think you 100% did the right thing, and you should always prioritize your feelings first, especially if you're unhappy and you just are like, I do not want to spend the rest of my life with this person. Like, you just so desperately do not want to spend the rest of your life with this person, then you really shouldn't. Like, if it's not for life and you're like, I can't do this for life, like, I don't like your personality, I don't like anything about this, I want to leave, then 100% you should just leave. Like, it's your rest of your life. Could you spend till 90 years old with him? Automatically. I know you answered that and you thought, fuck. So that's the answer. If you want to be loved like that forever, or just, like, some people don't click. And it's always a lesson. You're always gonna like someone and then they end up don't liking you back. It really happens to everyone, no matter like how much of a 10 out of 10 you are. Like, it literally can happen to the most beautiful girl on this planet, like Madison Beer, and the most 10 out of 10 guy on this planet. It happens to both worlds. Like, you're always still gonna have like a heartbreak. Something's gonna happen. So I 100%, I really do think you made the right choice. I keep going back to a guy I know isn't good for me. How do I stop? I think a lot of girls go through this, and sometimes you have to do the I hate him. Hate him until you don't method. Stay till you hate him method, and you have to be a warrior, because if you're not gonna leave, eventually you will. And if it takes you needing to see that 100 times, how many ever times it takes you, and no judgment, I've been there, eventually you will, and you'll just one day, like, literally as I say it, like, one day you'll just wake up and just be done. Like, your frontal lobe develops and you're like, oh my god, like, I'm so sick of this. I hate this. And you won't listen to your friends, so you have to listen to yourself. And even if it takes long, if you want to be smart and save yourself years, then do that. I think traveling helps a lot. Just completely leaving the country and rendezvousing and being very distracted. So it does work. Distractions work when you're doing it in healthy ways. Like, going to a workout class or just going on a trip can just, like, honestly help you a lot. But my situationship won't commit but doesn't want me with anyone else. What do I do? Make him jealous. Guys that won't commit, it's just drop him. Like, first of all, is he a billionaire? No. Is he a 10 out of 10? Probably not. Is his personality bump him up to a 9.5? Probably fucking not. So, I mean, situationships, I never feed into. Like, it's just such a waste of time. I mean, with hookup culture in that, it just really gets you nowhere. Like, there's no benefit out of this other than hurting yourself and just feeling empty and left hand, like, just feeling like you have nothing in your hands. Just empty. I really don't understand the point, and, like, it's just better to wait until you have, like, a genuine connection with someone to engage in that stuff, because with no genuine connection, you are just leaving yourself feeling empty, and the same thing goes for the boy. Even if he wants to admit it or not, it's just such a waste of time, like, humans are meant to, like, love and be genuine and not just be having, like, unnecessary sex. Really, that's what it is. It's just like, you're just making your soul feel empty. And if you're okay with that, which I don't think any person really can be, because at the end of it, you just feel, like, empty. At the end of the day, like, it's better to be alone than to have a situationship. It's better to be alone than to have a situationship every single time, because at least you have no person that's making you feel like you're not good enough or that you're not good enough to commit to, because in reality, they're probably not over something in their past and they're just bored. And I mean, you get nothing out of it. Like, are you setting real goals? No. I say just literally just end it. There's nothing you gain from this. You don't get a relationship status. You You don't get girlfriend status, you don't get wife status, you don't get fiance status. You get 0 status out of that, and on top of that, you look like a dumb bitch. So, I would just leave personally. How do you really know when a relationship is really over? I think for me, every time a relationship like ends, I'll just relate to Ariana Grande's song Ghosting, and I know that it's over if I hear that and I relate to it. Like in that moment, no matter like there I can hear it normally right now and I won't relate to it, I'll be fine. But when I do start relating to that song, for me, I know, oh, it's over. Like I'm going through a breakup. And I think it's like you just kind of sense, like you have that feeling like, oh, like you, when you don't respect each other, just, and there's no trust, there's no respect for each other, it gets to a point where it's like, okay, we both up, and like sometimes you and the other person take it too far, and there's just no coming back from that in any close time period present. There's no coming back from that. Like you need to go on, be by yourself. You clearly weren't meant for each other. You need to go on, be by yourself, and like learn about you. That's really it. When relationships end, yeah, it's a horrible feeling. I think breakups are the worst feeling, like one of the worst feelings on the planet aside from grief, I'd say. You gotta think when you're single, like, no, why are you good enough for me? And stop thinking about all these things of like, am I good enough for this person? Like, it just makes it like a competition of the roster. Like, why are you good enough for me though? Why should I choose you? Like, just fully be delusional and think you're in The Bachelorette. Think that even if, fuck it, think you're The Bachelor. Like, just think, why are you good for me though? Like, why should I choose you and hand you that rose? Like, really, why should I? And once you like kind of like take someone off that like throne of ego, they're this cool, amazing person that you fantasize in your head about, and just realize like that's not true. I don't know them, and everyone's nice in the beginning. Then you really, I think, are smarter and you can play the game way better. What do you do when you feel like you're not enough for your partner? I think if you ever feel like you're not enough for your partner, you're completely with the wrong person. Like if this man isn't praising your aura, your fingers, your eyelashes, and your presence and thanking you, I think like what is the point of dating someone if they're not gonna like love you to the full most? Like what's the point of talking to someone every day if they're not grateful that you even talked to them and responded on the first place, especially as a girl? Like guys these days be having such huge egos, and I don't know where they get it from. Maybe their mama, but it does not hold up in the real world, and you just have to separate yourself from everyone else. I feel ugly lately. How do I fix my confidence? Oh my god. Literally, like, doing something for yourself, getting your hair done, getting your lashes done, using the little crystal gua shas, and really focusing on how you, and not comparing yourself. Stop comparing yourself, because comparing yourself is the worst illusion to society, and it always ends up negatively. The reality is there's always somebody prettier than the prettiest woman on the planet, and it's impossible to ever be the prettiest. And I mean, the beauty standard, like, a lot of it's botched now. You know what I mean? Like, every single girl, to be honest, and no shade, no hate if you want to get plastic surgery, I do not care. But I think it's the people who are born naturally and maybe don't have the funds for plastic surgery that are completely mixing up, that they just don't have enough access like these other people do. And that's the reality, is like you're comparing yourself to someone who went in to get surgery and you just stayed born with your genetics. Like, I think honestly that's just cooler. And this whole like looks maxing trend from a guy who is so insecure about himself that he needs to like rate people even though he thought he was a loser his whole life. Like, that's always where it starts, is the guys who think they're losers in high school and then they just cheat on everyone, just go crazy. You know what I mean? Like, this whole looks maxing trend is just so stupid, and genuinely like nobody cares that much. And even then, if you think you meet your like level 10, first of all, if y'all read what he wants to look like and look at the videos of Clav in the future of what he plastic surgery wants to get, girl, it just looks so botched. Like it's actually looks worse. And I think like that has to be some honestly mental illness, if I'm being honest. Like to have an obsession with like looking good and overdoing it and hitting yourself in the hammer with the face, you have to have some mental issues. So, okay. I think this is one of our last questions. He keeps saying he'll change. How many chances is too many? Oh, how many chances is too many? Fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me 2 times, can't put the blame on you. I done got fooled a million times before, so I don't know if I'm the one to speak on this. But if I were to speak on it, it depends for what they've done. And it depends how much you actually want to leave and how much you're done. I mean, that's something you have to figure out on your own. The smart answer that a psychologist would give you is maybe 1, 2, or 3. You can never like. It's hard because if you're a forgiving person, chances go very divided and unlimited, right? But it's how many times are they taking advantage of you forgiving them, which I think that should go into each time. I'm done. Okay, this is too many. Now you're taking advantage of it. Now you're doing it on purpose. Now I know this is intentional. And then you should leave. So I think it's deeper than just chances. It's way. Okay, this is our last question. How do you deal with a parent who treats you like the problem child? You have to. I'm kind of stepping on little ice and slippery stones here, but you're asking me the question. Okay. I think with that, you have to just devalue anything that they say that is mean and just know, like, okay, hopefully they don't actually mean this. And, like, you have to form your own opinion of yourself before you let your parents try to tell you this is who you are, this is what you do, because you haven't even fully grown up yet. So nobody can really tell you who you are other than God. But if they call you the problem child, I mean, you have some lore on Thanksgiving. I think a win is a win. You know what I mean? You're not boring. You're the kid that's always talked about by your parents. But it is a hard dynamic when you feel misunderstood by your parents and very out of place, out of line, like just like you don't belong here. And like one day you'll just get to leave whenever you want. And it just makes sense then. I guess just like getting older when you're an adult and being the problem child doesn't even really matter anymore. You're just, yeah. But that go comment something you related to in this video. Tell me what you think. We're ending off on a pretty casual note. Thank you guys so much for watching Unmedicated. I hope you guys come back. Go comment down below things you'd like to see me talk about in the next thing, or some of your responses to any of the advice I give, and if it helped you. Thank you guys for watching. Go check my bio for all my other social media platforms, and go hit the subscribe button. I hope to see you guys again, and I better see you again, or it's going to be an issue.